A new day at school. A new guy strolls in, only to be immediately cornered by a feisty girl with a glare that would send chills down his spine. She hisses at him, threatening to erase him from existence if he dares to utter a word about their situation. Clenching his teeth, the guy blurts out that he married his classmate, the girl hates the most in the whole school. 4 days ago, Akane stormed, accusing Saito of filling yesterday's journal entry with total nonsense, and then poofed away. She demands to know what his deal is with leaving no comments. He shrugs it off, pretending not to hear her. He mutters that yesterday was boring with nothing new on the timetable. Akane points out that this dimwit hadn't cleaned the blackboard either or dealt with the evil spirits in the students' column. He sighs, claiming no one reads that stuff, but she insists on reading it. He asks if she's free too much, and she glares while saying no. Just then, he snaps out, asking this wacky hag if she has so much spare time to annoy him, she should hit the books. Akane fires back by saying that someone needs to fix his lousy, rotten character too. Just then, a smoking hot blondie, Himari, hugs Akane, asking her to cut Saito some slack already, or he would cry his eyes out. Akane blabbers, talking about Saito's clumsiness over the class duties. Himari is curious to know why Akane keeps picking on Saito of all people. For a moment there, this odd question put even Akane into deep thinking. She admits that his face makes her desire to crush him with her slipper on like squashing a cockroach. That's when Shizue, the silver-haired beauty, walks in with her fangirls. She asks if they are bickering again, but Saito denies it all. Shizue confirms to be getting arbitrarily bullied here. Other than that, Shiz gets closer to Saito, leans in, and pats the poor cousin's head. Himari boldly demands to know if Akane has a thing for Saito. Shooting off in shock, Akane believes that there's no way in hell she would fall for such a pest. Saito, flipping out, declares that if the world's upside down, he would fall for anyone but her. After school, Grandpa calls Saito up, asking if he has a minute to spare for a cuppa now. Saito bluntly responds to the old bones that he isn't interested in dates with the old geezers. He claims that he would rather hang out with his books. But Grandpa, being a cranky, stubborn dude, begs him to hang out with books later, especially since he is planning to hand his grandson the whole company someday. Thus, the old man declares to humor him or regret it later. Without a second thought, Saito says live long grandpater, feeling not interested. Grandpa dramatically mumbles that his grandson's cold axe stings him badly. Totally annoyed by this whole thing, Saito thought the old man would have packed a resilient head. Grandpa is impressed by his grandson's quick jab, but he considers that this dude better not disobey his grandfather. In no time, a limousine with men in black comes out of nowhere, but that doesn't shake him off. Saito can't believe that Grandpa would blackmail his grandson like some villain. Getting in the car, the details are kept secret. In time of a great chaos, his grandfather, Tenri Hojo, revived the Hojo group from the ashes. Despite public growls, he wiped out lousy executives off the floor and transformed Hojo Group into a global high-tech company. Now this 60-year-old brilliant monster taking the big lead in his business. The driver points out that, unlike Saito's father, Grandpa is taking an interest in him. Arriving there, Akane and Saito face each other, claiming to be summoned by their grandparents. Without further ado, they start bickering like wild cats. Saito's grandpa and Akane's grandma arrive in style. Thus, Grandpa asks these two to come inside. At first, they celebrate this event with a toast. Akane claims to lose her hunger after seeing Saito's rotten face. Saito accuses Akane of leaking some chemical juice that shrinks the stomach. Seeing them bicker, the old bones laugh their bums off and talk about these two, reminding them of their young selves. Upon asking their reason for summoning them, this old couple orders the younglings to get married. The horrors erupt on their faces when Grandma says that marrying at 8 is totally normal. Tenryu explains Chiyo, and he had mutual feelings for so long, kept crossing paths, and never got connected. Thus he married his fiancée and successfully kept her happy, and Chiyo kept her husband at peace. Now that they have passed away, they rekindled their fire and reconnected with each other. Grandma adds that Tenryu takes care of her lonely nights now. To hear that, Akane shoots off her seat in horror. So the old farts wonder if they were fated to be together from the start. They are trying to drag their grandkids into their dream of an earlier marriage like a full-on experiment. Akane, tearing up, insists that marriage is for those in love. Agreeing with her, Saito backs her up, making it clear that they're not getting married. He calmly points out that no one can force a marriage in this country. The old geezer laughs their bums off and brings the dog out for the dramatic flair. Thus, Grandpa threatens to sign the company off to this dog if Saito doesn't marry. On the other hand, Grandma whispers some seriously shady stuff in Akane's ears, making her shake like a leaf. With classic family pressure, the old duo smugly tells their grandkids not to caught up in the emotional turmoil. Leaving them 3 days to think it through, the old bones swiftly exit in a McLaren. Now that life's probably laughing at these two, Akane asks what's their plan. But Saito desires to know how Grandma scared Akane. He wants to know the other party's hand. But Akane is hesitant. She asks this dummy not to peek inside her head. Laying on her bed, the day she came second to Saito in grades still upsets her. Akane calls Himari to ask what she would do if she's getting forced into marrying someone she doesn't like out of family circumstances. Himari is totally blown, but Akane relates to her shock. Himari mentions turning it down because she only wants her crush. Akane begs Himari to spill the name, but Himari pulls Owen a reverse card, asking if she got a crush on someone. Although, Akane talks about there is someone she hates, hoping a meteor falls on him, which would end his misery. Himari plainly adds that if she has no crush, then she could marry the guy. This way, her bills would be cut in half, and food would be loads cheaper. Akane points out that this would mean having a go with that fool, to which Himari adds that their family is expecting the next generation too. Akane is freaking out. Aside from that, Saito curses his fate to pick Satan, Akane, for this chore. He can't help but think this tramp's bickering load in school is enough troubling. At home, Saito is convinced that it would be too much for his soul to bear. It would be like signing up for the hell. Shize sniffs this crazy tension, to which Saito reveals Grandpa's unreasonable request, crushing his head. Filling her in, Shize asks if Saito wants the company or the free life. Saito says both, but Shize explains that the world is full of rules bound by instincts, and it's wiser to use them than to run away. Either way, Shize mentions doing it together with him. However, to get his dream, Saito has to inherit the company, and he can totally rely on her. 3 days later, they sign the deal to get married. The old farts are super glad. Another surprise blow, they want the grandkids to marry right now as their new house awaits. Taking them to their fresh love nest, Akane's soul jumped off of her body. They casually drop sending their marriage letter out, and their belongings are already inside. Akane is freaking out, but the old duo rides away after casually dropping this bombshell. Getting inside, they check out their new love nest, their heart-shaped bubble bath and private study, but only one bed. Calling their Gramps, he politely reminds these dummies that they are married. The old fart orders the grandkids to sleep together as the sofa or couch is off the table. Also, Grandma wishes good luck to Akane for the group work with Saito tonight. Saito thinks that they're hiding a camera in here, but Akane shoots off, accusing Saito of doing it with her until his hunger is satisfied. Saito rejects her ridiculous accusation, but she yells at him for gawking at her body. With a pencil as the weapon of choice, she slams the door on his face. Later, Akane almost slips on the stairs. Saito asks Akane to take it easy or he will get imprisoned for her murder. Tenri left pizza for the new couple. Saito invites Akane to grab a bite, and she thinks Saito wants to deflower her. Handing her the pizza, she slams the door on his face and gets out. At night, Saito is exhausted by today's emotional hangover and falls on the bed. Suddenly, Akane joins in hesitantly, revealing that it's a tight space. Saito can sniff her shampoo scent, her warmth reeking off her back and her sweet scent on this small bed. That's when Saito asks her reasons for marrying him of all people. Akane refuses to reveal this secret. She states that this whole thing is nothing but a formality. Not to mention she gotta keep her promise, but she's ready to endure this nightmare to fulfill her dream. The horror strikes when Saito wonders if Grandpa might add having the child condition to this. This news jolts them, and his hand rubs off her bum. Satan Akane rose high, wanting to break his fingers off now. At present in school, Akane assures Saito that if he ratted their situation out to any soul, he would cease to exist. Clenching his teeth, he asks her to quit fussing over trivial matters. Akane states that she would die regardless. To ease Akane, Saito clearly reveals that he is on her side and would keep it all a secret. However, she insists on installing a voice recorder that would explode if he uttered the word marriage to anyone. Thus, Saito is married to Akane, the girl he hates the most. Akane stops Saito outside the class and tells him to not mention marriage in the class. He agrees, but on entering the class, Himari asks Akane what she was talking to Saito. Stutteringly, Akane says that she was only telling him to stop talking to her so nonchalantly. Saito overhears them and thinks that she was the one who came to him, but before his sentence is completed, he sees Shize standing in front of him. He asks her what's wrong, but she doesn't reply and sits across him while sniffing and asks him where he stayed last night as his shampoo smells different. Nervously, Saito pulls back and says that his father bought some weird shampoo. She further says that not only is it about the shampoo, but he also reeks of a girl, and then suddenly bites his neck. Confusedly, he pulls back and tells her to not bite, to which she asks him if he got married. With shock, Saito's eyes wide when she tells him that she looked into it, and along with knowing where his new house is, she also knows that he's married to Akane. He quickly covers his mouth and takes her out of the class. She asks for a bribe in turn of not disclosing it to others and says that she'll tell him the bribe later. After physical ed, Akane yells at Saito for putting the equipment outside and tells him to put it inside the warehouse. He replies that their neighbors are using them for their next class, so it will help them. It makes her angrier and asks him how he can say so, to which he replies annoyedly that he checked it with the teacher. Himari says from behind Akane that both of them put the equipment back inside, but maybe they shouldn't have. However, Akane and Saito keep arguing while the other students look at them tiredly as they do it every day. When Saito asks what they mean, Himari says that they say you both are like the real couple Chi, or the married comedy duo. Furiously, Akane yells that they're not married. At home, Akane yells from the kitchen how the fridge is filled with juices. Saito replies that he bought those since they're full of vitamins and will help in getting healthier. She yells at him that it's not enough nutrition, to which he shows her a big cabinet filled with cup noodles. Curiously, Akane asks him his source of protein, so he shows her a big jar of protein shake and gives it to her after adding vegetable juice. She asks him if he's gonna live on just these things, so he answers that these are the easiest to cook. She replies that it's all just chemistry, but he forces her to have it. However, she tells him to sit and observe as she cooks. As she cooks the food, she smiles about how much he'll like it, but he calls her creepy for smiling like that. When she serves him the food, he wonders if there will be anything harmful in it and looks for it, but when he actually eats it, he really likes it. However, he rudely tells her that it's normal and nothing special. She takes the plate away from him, and when he asks for it back, she tells him not to eat it if he doesn't like it. They start fighting over it, but Saito still manages to finish it. However, Akane continues to yell and resent him for not appreciating. Later, when Akane comes to wake Saito up, he dreams about Shize and pulls Akane's by his side. She yells at him, which finally wakes him up. She scolds him for not washing the dishes he ate in, as he was supposed to wash the dishes when she made the dinner. Nonchalantly, he tells her to just use the necessary utensils as he'll wash when the dishes stack up. She yells at him to wash it right away. Akane comes out of the toilet and shows Saito how he left the toilet paper refills scattered and the soap bag was also on the floor. He tells her that they can just clean the house once a month. She looks at him in disbelief and says that she wants to live a clean and proper life. He replies that he isn't a clean freak and even considers the significance of taking a bath, which makes her even annoyed as she can't believe that she's living with such a person. He tells her not to pry into his life and walks away. When Saito is playing a video game, Akane barges inside, complaining about the noise. As she sees that he's playing a zombie hunting game, she covers her eyes and tells him not to play it. Moreover, she thinks that whoever plays such games is bound to commit crimes. He calls it a narrow point of view for generalizing someone's hobby. They fight over the game console until the bell rings and Saito's belongings arrive. Saito enters the bathroom to take a bath but sees that Akane is already there, so he walks out. Suddenly, he realizes that she didn't notice him, so what if she's passed out? He runs to the door and shouts at her to answer if she's alive, but she doesn't reply, so he gets in. On getting closer, he finds out that she is just asleep, so he sighs in relief, but he worries about her drowning and picks her up. He loses balance and falls down with her, making her wake up. When Akane realizes the situation, she yells at Saito to get out of the house and calls her a pervert for sneaking in. Later, while drying her hair, Akane thinks about how Saito might be trying to save her, so she goes to bed and tries to talk to him, but he sleeps. Next morning, Himari asks Akane about why she's sad, at which Akane hugs her while crying and asks her how to befriend someone she's on bad terms with. Himari guesses if it's Saito, but Akane refuses immediately and tells her that she's tired of arguing with that guy and might go crazy due to stress. Himari suggests she hug that person, but Akane refuses it, so Himari gives another suggestion about talking it out, as most people understand if you talk to them. She further says that as long as you respect them, it's enough. Saito tells Shize how Akane bickers with him all the time, so she suggests divorce, but he tells her that he can't do this. Therefore, she suggests him to get along with Akane instead, but he explains that their personalities don't match, and they're no match for each other mentally. Shize calls him negligent as he never tried to connect with Akane, which is important to understand her feelings, and as a future CEO, he must be able to do it. Afterwards, Shize tells him that she wants to be carried in his arms for her bride, which they decided earlier. Saito enters his house after deciding to talk to Akane, but thinks that she is angry, so he decides not to do it. However, she grabs his hand and asks him to talk about how they can maintain their marriage, as she can't break up with him. Saito proposes to set some rules to live by so that there will be boundaries that both of them feel comfortable in. She agrees, and they start with housework as she's been doing it alone. He says that he washes the laundry and dishes when they pile up and does not care about the bugs as they are natural. Akane confronts him, and they start arguing again. He gets reminded of Shize's words and agrees to do it from time to time. On being asked about his condition, he asks her to bear with his touch while sleeping, but when she misunderstands it, he immediately explains that he meant about him bumping into her while sleeping. The last rule is decided that he'll not play video games without headphones as it's distracting. After the rules, he says that he read in a book that saying thanks strengthens relationships, to which she tells him to do it when she cooks him dinner. He replies saying normal is also a praise for him. Later, Akane tells Himari on a call that they haven't gotten closer but talked for 5 hours and then thanks Himari. Saito buys Akane's favorite food for her, which surprises her. She asks how he knew her favorite food, to which he replies that she wrote in her anthology last year. She creeps out at his memory, so he apologizes for having a strong memory, and she thanks him. She then serves him food and waits for his response that he actually likes. While he is doing dishes, Akane comes to help him, which he finds weird but agrees to anyway and realizes how she looks the best while smiling. Saito reads a book when Akane asks her if he has to finish the book tonight, but he refuses. She tells him that she rented a movie and wants to watch it with him. As it was a 24-hour-long movie on cats, he gets shocked, but she starts telling how it only cost 100 yen. She flips the case and finds there's an option for 3-hour highlights, so Saito urges her to watch just that. He sleeps through the movie while Akane enjoys it. After the movie ends, Saito wakes up abruptly, and Akane promises to watch his favorite movie next time. However, he says that he likes games over movies and will teach her how to play, and soon she'll be addicted. Confidently, she replies that she'll never get addicted. However, 30 minutes later, she actually is addicted and even wins a match against him. At night, she thanks him as they lay in bed, and he promises to buy her favorite games and his favorite movies as well. She then tells him to call her by her first name, which makes him a bit awkward. The next morning, Himari asks Akane if she has started to hate Saito, as they are no longer bickering today, but Akane refuses, and so Himari asks if they have reconciled, at which Akane gets nervous and runs away. Later, when Saito is in the library, Shize comes to him and looks at the book on communication skills that Saito has picked. She expresses her surprise at his concern related to his communication skills and asks him if it was useful, to which he affirms. In the hallway, Saito stops Akane to talk, but she yells at him for addressing her in school. They go to a secluded place in school where he asks Akane about her plans after school. She replies that she doesn't have anything other than studying, so he proposes meeting up after school and going shopping. Shockingly, she yells if it's a date, so he quickly drags her into an empty class and refuses that it's not a date and just shopping, as it will be a hassle to carry the bags alone. They both gaslight themselves into believing that it's just shopping and start laughing nervously. As Akane starts leaving, Himari asks her to walk home together, which makes Akane confused as she has to meet up with Saito. Himari says that she wants to spend time with Akane, so why not go to the Parfait shop that also has a discount going on? Akane tells her that she already has plans with someone and runs away. As Akane runs down the stairs, she steps on Shizui's chest as he is lying down and quickly apologizes. Shizu says that she was waiting for Akane and asks her what collaboration she wants with Saito and says that she won't let her go unless she gets an answer. However, Akane runs away saying that she's an important business. Saito and Akane walk towards a store near their home. She makes sure to buy the least expensive item until she sees that chicken breast is being sold at a low price, so she rushes over to the crowd but falls down due to jostling. Saito also tries but ends up the same way. All the chicken gets sold, so she decides to try next time and also tells Saito to be with her. On their way back, Saito calls her diligent and says that she'll make a great wife. Shocked at his answer, she reminds him how she's already married, and they continue their awkward walk. At night, Akane wakes up from sleep as Saito touches her face. She starts accusing him of assault, which makes him nervously reply that she was the one who was clinging to him. However, she refuses and they continue arguing until he accepts, while apologizing that he was fascinated by her cute sleeping face and wanted to pinch her cheek. Surprised, she asks him if that's the truth. When he affirms, she tells him that he can look at it for a while and goes back to sleep. In the morning, they both are so flustered and absent-minded that Akane ends up burning the bread, while Saito walks around with a tie without wearing a shirt. They buy a parfait and eat it outside the shop when Himari spots them together. Curiously, she starts throwing questions at them, so Akane replies Saito is following her and picks the bread from the pavement as she throws it away because it is too big. Saito gets angry at how she is talking about her, and they start to yell at each other until Himari separates the two. Akane studies for the quiz when Sido tells her not to overwork, but instead she tells him to study as well. He replies that he remembers everything taught in class and doesn't need to study. Annoyed at his words, she tells him to get out and shuts the door. A while later, he knocks at the door to give her dinner. Excitedly, she takes those strawberry sandwiches, and when she takes a bite, she ends up liking it so much that she feels motivated to study harder for the quiz. She studies the whole night without rest and even gets the breakfast made by Saito. While walking through the school hallway, Akane collapses on the floor, so Himari helps her. Akane says that she fell asleep while walking. Worriedly, Himari says that she's been like this for some days and asks if she's okay, so Akane tells how she isn't getting enough sleep. Himari tells her to take care of herself, as she won't be able to beat Saito if her health collapses, but Akane gets worked up and says that she'll make sure to beat him. When Saito gets her dinner, he finds her sleeping at the study table and puts his hand over her forehead. He realizes that she has a fever and tells her to go to bed, where he applies a cold compress to her. She insists on wanting to study to achieve her dream, but he tells her to rest. On being asked about her dream, she replies that she wants to be a doctor and save her loved ones, but since her family didn't have enough money, she got married to him on the condition of receiving fees from grandma. She further says how he has it easy since he gets good grades without even trying, whereas on the other hand, no matter how much she tries, she never beats him, which is quite frustrating. He tells her that talent varies from person to person, at which she replies that that's what makes her hate him as well as look up to him. Shockedly, he asks about what she means, but at once she realizes what she had just said and starts yelling at him nervously to forget what she said. When the night falls and her fever still doesn't go away, he thinks about calling an ambulance, but she refuses. However, he tells her that her fever is quite high, but she still doesn't agree while worrying about how someone with a terminal illness might die for not having any ambulance available if she gets on one. He looks for taxis, but they aren't available, so she decides to sleep, but Saito picks her up, saying that he can't turn a blind eye when his wife is in pain. He runs to a hospital while carrying her and says it's the first time he heard about her dream. She says how he'll make fun of her at its impossibility, but he refuses and puts his belief in her that she'll achieve it. He thinks about how he got married to the girl he hated the most, but he is sure that this marriage will have a happy ending someday. A week later, Akane wakes him up in the morning and threatens to wake him up with the pan he fried the eggs in. Hurriedly, he sits up on hearing that and calls her a demon, to which she sulks about how she came to wake him up. But that's what he thinks about her, and tells him to thank her. He does so and wonders how she's fine now. She tells him to wash his face as he didn't do it yesterday, so he replies that it's because it was raining, so his face got washed naturally. She scolds him for being careless, but he tells her how she shouldn't be talking like that to him as she looks up at him, which he even recorded in his phone. She runs after him to get his phone and yells at him. Himari comes to Saito and congratulates him for scoring 100 on his quiz while getting too close to him. He stops her, at which she laughs at him being so clueless and walks away. As soon as she goes, Akane walks towards him angrily and whispers that she'll not allow him to get close to any other girl as his wife. She keeps walking after saying it, while he wonders how she looks so cute these days. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, Saito and Akane's grandparents decide to wed them off to each other. Both of them end up agreeing, but keeping their marriage confidential has been tough for them. Akane's friend and Saito's cousin both are trying to keep track of their relationship, and their mentally challenged reactions keep giving the truth away. Saito's cousin, Shize with autism, has cracked the case, and she's after this teen marriage now. Another day starts afresh, and Saito and Akane are up against each other's necks early in the morning. Saito keeps running away from his wife when all she wanted to do was hand him the lunchbox she'd made with so much effort. The two of them get into a sweet little domestic argument, and Saito mentions liking his wife's cooking, which makes her blush. When it's time for them to finally eat lunch, their peace is disrupted by the autistic Shize. She lands her manipulative attacks on Saito and threatens him to give up on his lunch. The dude tries to fight for his food, but Shize chooses to use his secret against him. She must have been on the spectrum, because a single no from Saito makes her act all cute and sad. Her trick works, and the entire class starts butchering Saito up for not sharing his lunch with his little sister. The poor dude had to give in and share a spoonful of his lunch with Shize. But wait, things only get worse from here. Akane's friend Himari notices the coupley lunchboxes of the newlyweds, and everyone in the class starts suspecting their relationship. While Saito tries to clear the air, Shize licks his lunchbox clean in seconds. This autistic and manipulative kid uses Saito's misery to save her face. Now I know she must remind you of your ex, but she had good intentions behind her evil act. Shize successfully dismisses all the suspicions Saito's class had regarding his marriage and even checks up on him. Something your ex would never do. Finding her adorable, Saito pats Shize's head and moves on with his day. Sometime later in the school, Himari runs into Saito and starts flirting with him. Saito is an airhead and doesn't realize a thing. He even denies being in a relationship with Akane upon Himari's inspection, which ultimately relieves the girl. She finally walks away from him for good. But little did she know, Shize had been watching the two of them this whole time. After this long and hectic day, Akane and Saito are sleeping in the comfort of their cozy home. Their peace is disrupted once again when Akane hears the wooden floor creak. The sound makes her skin crawl, and with her racing heart, she notices a figure standing next to the window frame. So instinctively, she screams as loud as she can, and Saito finally wakes up. Realizing he's not up against a demon in a war, he looks at his wife, who's shivering in fear, and goes back to sleep. Akane, though, does not let her man sleep and begs him to stay up with her. Saito finally sits up in the bed, and his little wife hugs him for safety purposes. Mind you, they most definitely need to look for an intruder in their house, but here they are, sitting in their study room, with all the lights turned on. Akane is rather panicking. She believes there's a ghost in their house because she had heard footsteps in the living room again. Saito does not believe in her explanation and asks her to bring the evidence. Akane is trying her best to stay collected, but her scaredy ass can't leave Saito's alone. The two then take turns using the restroom, and Akane wants Saito to be with her both of the times. When it's her turn to take a shower, Saito accompanies her by sitting outside the shower booth. This sudden change in events is building tension, and all hell breaks loose when Akane moves the shower curtain with no warning. This long night finally passes, and Saito rants about it to his overly clingy autistic cousin Shize. He might have chosen not to, but Shize sees right through him and gives a brief sermon on how she is a bewitched woman and Saito will need her company at all times. She starts acting like a pick-me empathy of a very generic indie movie, and Seiko cringes at her dumb tactics. Shize then asks Saito about Akane, and he shares the details about everything that happened last night. His cousin calls him a pervert for staying in the shower with her, but Saito tries to clear his side of the story. Shize starts showing concern about the hauntings at Saito's house and offers to do an exorcism. She then approaches Akane when she was alone in the classroom with her husband. Shize starts mentioning their marriage, and before their secrets could come out, the couple drags this autistic dork out of the class and have a conversation privately. Very rightfully so, Akane is pissed off at her husband for revealing their secret marriage to an outsider. Saito tries to explain himself, but Shize makes another absurd attempt to steal the highlight and fails miserably. She later reveals that she had done her own private research on their wedding, which is how she got to know about it. Things then settle between the three of them, but Shize brings up Akane's concerns about a ghost in her house. This manipulative piece of bag uses Akane's fears once again and offers to perform an exorcism to whoosh the ghosts away. Akane's dumbass gives in to her drama and the trio heads to the haunted house. According to Shizi's calculations, that place was in the possession of multiple evil spirits. Akane starts losing her mind. Shize is enjoying every bit of this little theater she has going on. The three of them are finally inside the house, and Shize wants to take a look at Saito's study room first. The dude seemed a little hesitant to let his cousin-turned-sister go through his stuff, which came off as very suspicious. Shize believes that he reads porn books and doesn't want anyone to find out. Akane screams at his husband for being so filthy. Shize is a homewrecker at this point, but anyway, the girls walk into Saito's room and the investigation begins. The first thing Shizi discovers there is the freshly washed underwear of her brother Saito. Shize's autism gets the best of her, and she starts sniffing the undergarment. She then heads to investigate Akane's study room, but Shizi's weird habits of sniffing panties scare her off. She stops the girl from entering her study room and brings her to the bedroom where she saw the ghost instead. Akane gives a detailed description of the ghost and Shize gets lost in thought. She is evaluating the description she just received to come up with a conclusion. A few minutes later, Shize breaks her silence and does the big reveal. According to the description provided, the only ghost that could have intruded the house was none other than Shize, the exorcist herself. Well, stay seated. The show is not taking a cliché horror turn. Shize's truly weird side is about to be unleashed. The girl reveals that she's been frequently visiting the couple's house for the past few days because her grandpa had given her the key to their house. It's always the boomers in the family, I'm telling you. Anyway, Shize keeps yapping and gives very vague explanations for her intrusion. She then demands a huge dinner be served for all the investigation she's done, and Akane happily prepares a great meal for her. Shize had to glaze her into doing it and enjoyed Akane's warm cooking to the fullest. As they were eating, Saito gently removes some food from Shize's face, which makes Akane feel very jealous. The night proceeds and Shize sits in Saito's lap to play video games with him, while Akane sits bored beside them. Their bond unsettles the wife a little, and Saito was quick to notice. Akane's temper scares Saito, but he's not getting the hint and proceeds to shower with his cousin late at night in front of his wife. Akane is truly mad and communicates her concerns with Saito when the two of them are finally alone in their bedroom. Saito puts his book away and hears his cute wife out. It was more of a bonding time for these two, and they exploded at each other with complaints. Akane also brings up her discomfort with Saito being too close to Shize. In his defense, Shize is autistic and can't be left unattended when she's around him. Akane is clearly upset about their bond. Suddenly, she feels a hand on her butt and Saito feels his thighs touched too. Turns out it was Shize molesting both of them, and she was in their bed because she wanted to sleep with Saito. Akane is not happy about it, but refuses to admit the truth and lets Shize hug her brother for comfort. Later through the night, Shize decides to have a girls' talk with Akane, while Saito sleeps like a log. She knows Akane likes his cousin and feels happy about it. Shize even suggests she be upfront about her feelings to Saito because he's an airhead, and goes back to hugging Saito without explaining herself fully to Akane. Akane screams at her, but Shize could not care any less and dozes off. A flashback of Akane and Ishikura's childhood plays where Akane seems too cool for the kids. It was Ishikura who approached her first and stayed consistent with her efforts. Unlike your good-for-nothing ex, she wanted Akane to watch a show with her, but she never agreed, so Ishikura resorted to strawberry parfait. Akane's love for the dessert had her follow Ishikura's lead, which eventually became the reason these two are sitting together in a cafe right now. Ishikura asks Akane if she likes Saito, and the girl straight up refuses as if she's not married to the damn dude. After hearing Akane's answer, Ishikura confesses her love for Saito and mentions how Saito had her heart when he composedly helped a fainted fellow out that one time. Akane is trying her best not to expose herself, but Ishikura's daddy issues are making things hard for her. Ishikura believes Saito is a dependable man, which reminds Akane of all the kind things her husband has done for her. Ishikura's love for Saito seems to have no end. She goes on to talk about how kind and considerate Saito is, which upsets Akane a little. She can't make her marriage public, nor can she admit having feelings for her husband. And hearing Ishikura's consistent requests, Akane says yes to setting her up with Saito. Ishikura believes that her friend is pretty close to her crush, so using her as a Saito encyclopedia should be her best approach. Hearing this makes Akane realize how little she knows about Saito and gets lost in thought. Then she returns home and decides to learn everything about her husband for Ishikura. Akane is acting like a completely insane stalker and Saito feels violated. She starts taking notes of everything he does in a notebook, follows him around everywhere, and lastly, records him while he eats. Saito has no clue why his wife is acting up, and when he finally asks her, Akane loses her cool. The two get into a little argument, but it doesn't take too long for it to settle. As things proceed, Akane goes on from asking his ideal girl type to how raw he likes his steak. She writes everything down and brings her notes to Ishikura the very next day. Ishikura seems pretty surprised to find that Saito likes almost everything raw, which to her adds more character to the dude's personality. Akane almost blows her secret while talking about Saito's hobby, but quickly covers her dumb move by telling a lie. This poor dumbass keeps mentioning very niche facts about Saito and keeps getting in trouble. But Ishikura's slow head meat does not process a thing and leaves Akane alone after testing her lying skills for quite some time. The following night, Akane and Saito are getting ready for dinner. This poor dude thought he'd get to eat some raw steak after his wife made a complete fuss out of it on the last day, only to find there'll be fish for dinner, which disappoints him a lot. Akane finds this side of him very adorable and gives in to his demands. Both quickly go for a grocery round and Akane prepares a delicious-looking steak for her husband. Saito did not know what to expect, but the steak hit the spot just right for him. He couldn't believe how amazing of a cook Akane was and ended up praising her very naturally. Saito's flattering comments did not sound believable to Akane, but her husband insists on how good the food tastes. This boosts Akane's confidence and she ends up getting too close to Saito in excitement. The tension between them heightens a little, but the night passes somehow. It is the next day and Ishikura approaches Saito to ask about his ideal girl type. The question sounded a little too familiar to him, but Ishikura rushed the conversation to save her informant. Saito then answers her question. And like the true gentleman that he explains how romance is beyond the stupid set-up standards of beauty and how there's so much more to love about the complexity of being a human. Ishikura tries to sound relevant and mentions how her lovers don't know a thing about her except the fact that her chest is big. Saito tries to keep the conversation going and subtly calls her pretty. Ishikura loses her mind on that comment and starts acting a little awkward before moving on to her last question. After finding an answer to her one more curiosity, Ishikura wants to know if Saito would consider loving her after knowing her fully. The question shocks Saito and Ishikura dismisses it as a joke before running for her life. This whole conversation did not go unheard by Saito's autistic cousin Shize. She pops out of nowhere and starts questioning her brother for being horny in school. Saito denies being in heat, but Shize prefers molesting him to keep him cool. After a tough day at school, Saito is playing video games at night while his wife secretly goes through his stuff in the study room. As she's about to take a sneak peek into his super secret notebook, Saito barges open the door and Akane loses all her composure. She starts explaining how she hasn't touched a single page of Saito's secret notebook that he seemingly had put there purposefully. This dude, however, stands rather composed and tells her that there's nothing secretive about the notebook. After seeing Saito standing all calm, Akane comes clear about her intentions and asks if he has any good books to recommend. Saito picks out a very traumatizing book and recommends human history seen from rations and weapons to his wife. After finishing yet another side quest, Akane informs Ishikura which book her husband likes the most. It all sounds pretty damn hilarious at this point, but let's see what's next. Ishikura finds the book Saito likes and exchanges a few comments about it to Akane. Poor Akane is trying her best to help Ishikura out, yet she feels it's not enough. Ishikura is on cloud 9 cause she gets to talk about the book to her book, while Saito's actual wife painfully watches them from a distance. After some time, Saito and Ishikura finish talking about the book, and it was time they exchanged goodbyes. Ishikura thanks Saito for discussing the book with her in such detail, but the dude had more to be grateful for to her. He credits Ishikura for saving his life from the deadly bickering sessions he regularly has with Akane. From there on, the conversation takes a dramatic turn, and Ishikura seizes the chance to talk about how great of a friend Akane is. She tells Saito how Akane saved her from the bullies in her school. Saito couldn't believe that a girl with such pretty blonde hair could get picked on. Ishikura couldn't help but notice how similar Saito and Akane were, as Akane had made the same comment about her hair in the past. Ishikura then takes a moment to express her gratitude towards Akane, and her very friend could hear everything she's saying about her. The autistic Shize makes another useless debut in a cute frame and starts picking on Akane for feeling jealous. Akane denies feeling any sort of jealousy and mentions how new it is for her to see Ishikura talking so happily to someone. Shize gives her a reality check and tells her that Ishikura had been in love with her husband since day one. Akane tries her best to feel less bad about this whole situation, but Shize knew how upset she actually was. Later, Ishikura is seen thanking her ass off to Akane for making this long interaction with Satan happen. She wanted to celebrate her joy with a strawberry dessert at Akane's place, but she starts making excuses to avoid having Ishikura over at her and Saito's place. Ishikura started tearing up because she felt like a burden, so Akane had no choice but to let her crash at her house. She returns home and explains the whole situation to Saito. Akane comes up with a quick plan to hide Saito and his stuff away in a room, but too late. Ishikura was already at the door. The girl starts panicking, so Saito tells her to go deal with her friend and volunteers to erase all traces of him and his stuff. Ishikura was already inside the house and Saito was trying his best to stay hidden. The girls finally sit down to have a girl-to-girl conversation. Ishikura was worried Akane had a crush on Saito, and she didn't want to get in the way of her friend's love life. She wanted to clear the air out before asking Saito on a date. Akane brutally denies liking Saito, and her words were nothing less than a sting to Saito. Ishikura finally asks Saito out on a date, and he ends up saying yes to her in spite. Akane looked troubled, and Shize was quick to notice. She wanted Akane to realize her true feelings for Saito, but she did not seem ready. The following night, Saito shares the dating situation with Akane, and her reaction was very unexpected, to say the least. The dude wants her permission to date, but she lashes out at him instead and tells him to do whatever he wants because this marriage is nothing but a forceful knot to her. Akane does not want him to go out with Ishikura, which is why she seems hesitant to send Saito away the next day. Saito seems reluctant to go too and wants his wife to stop him deep down. As he was about to set his foot outside, Akane grabbed his arm to stop him with tears rolling down her cheeks. She couldn't help but express how much she hated the thought of seeing Saito shopping with a different girl. Akane completely breaks down, which puts a smile on Saito's face. He finally gets his answer and comes out clear about turning Ishikura down. Akane's wifey side comes out and she starts screaming at Saito for scamming her brains out. He finally takes the chance to go shopping with his pretty wife and mentions wanting to put a ring on her finger too. Akane turns completely red and starts hitting Saito out of embarrassment. Ishikura, though, has not given up on Saito even after getting turned down. She wants to keep asking him out till he says yes, like little Akane did. Shize also disapproves of Ishikura, but this girl is down bad and would do anything to win her approval too. Akane had been standing outside the classroom, hearing the three of them talk. She tells herself that she won't lose to Ishikura without realizing that her true feelings for Saito are finally coming out. Himari pushes forward a lunchbox full of raw meat, surprising Saito. She says Akane has told her that he likes it, making Saito shoot Akane a look as she hides. Anyways, Himari pushes him to eat it. At first she tries denying, saying he has his own lunch, only to receive stares from the rest of the class for turning down Himari's feelings. Saito has no choice but to destroy his taste buds, but once Himari feeds him, he actually finds it quite delicious. Himari happily feeds him like a mom when suddenly Akane shows up all irritated, asking Saito that he should finish his own lunch first. Himari asks Akane if she's jealous, making the poor girl get all flustered. But Himari ends up feeding Akane as well, giving the whole class a scene to gawk at. Later, Himari asks Saito if he can help her with some tuition. He is the top scorer, and apparently Himari can't keep up with maths. Saito agrees, making Himari happily grab his hands and suggests they study at her place since her parents won't be home. Akane can hear them clearly as the day gets more and more jealous as Himari jumps around. She's adamant to keep trying to make Saito fall for her even though he's already turned down a date. Himari starts seducing the dude, making Akane interrupt the two and tells Himari that Saito would definitely do something weird to her if they're alone. But it has zero effect on the blonde airhead. She actually likes the whole idea better. Anyways, Himari puts a stop to it, asking Akane to join them as well. She thinks that if the top scorer and the runner-up can help her, she can easily take third place. Shize drops into the conversation as well, calling Himari an insolent fool trying to go for the third rank, but realizing that she has always been the third. Anyways, the four end up at Akane's place just as she manages to hide Saito's stuff. Saito starts off by asking what Himari needs help in, only to realize she's a lost cause. She can barely tell him where she's struggling. Luckily, Akane points out that Himari's been failing math since the first year of high school. Himari is happily surprised to see her friend be so observant of her and hugs Akane, calling her the best friend. The group begins from first year maths until Himari can finally solve the problems. She praises Saito for being a great teacher and says that he's even better than the teachers at school. However, Akane is getting pissed off at her rubbing all over the dude. She snaps back saying Saito's a little chick in front of her teaching skills, but it only makes Himari coddle up to Saito even more, making Akane go totally red. To make matters worse, even Shize joins in and the group ends up taking a break for some card game. Shize and Akane are all in their competitive spirit, only to get swiped and cleaned by Saito. They offer a rematch, but Saito steps out to buy some dessert, leaving the girls to the game. To his surprise, Akane follows him. She comments that he has some good memories, reflecting back to the card game. Saito goes a little quiet before calling it a disgusting detail. He says that the Hojos are born with a few gifts, which can be quite annoying. While Shize can solve complex arithmetic swiftly, he has an ability to recall even the smallest personal detail about anyone. Because of this, he's often treated as a stalker. To Saito's surprise, Akane says that she's jealous of his ability since he doesn't have to study as much because of it, and that this power can be used to remember what one's partner likes or dislikes, and be more considerate towards them. Saito smiles and teases Akane over her remarks. The two of them return to find the girls wasting time over a violent video game. Akane and Saito quickly settle them down for some tea as Himari expresses that the study session really helped her learn better. Saito offers to teach her more, but the rancid lady pushes to have the next session over at Saito's place. Poor Akane spits out her tea as Saito uncomfortably denies, making Himari seductively confront his reasons before jumping at him and spilling the tea all of her big busts. Saito quickly grabs a rag, surprising Himari. She asks how he knew where the rag was as Saito stutters and chalks it up to his good sense. Luckily, Himari buys it and Akane sends her to tidy herself in the restroom with Shize. She scolds Saito for making such a bold mistake and for getting all red and chummy with Himari. Akane complains that he never tutors her. Saito snaps back, saying she always turns him down, making Akane even more erratic, and blurt out that she will always be competitive with the dude. Just then, the lights go out and Akane, losing all her macho energy, clings to Saito's arm. Saito amusingly calls her a scaredy cat and offers to go check the breaker, but Akane is too scared to let him go. She gives up and quietly admits that girls do need an honest man to rely on after all. Hearing this, Saito tells Akane that he knows of a girl who is quite hardworking but not honest to herself. She wants the best for everyone and is a total hassle to deal with, but recently he's been able to figure her out and that she could never annoy him. Akane secretly knows he's talking about her and smiles, calling Saito silly, when suddenly Himari turns the lights on and catches them red-handed. She excitedly accuses them of being close, making poor Akane panic. Later, Saito confronts Shize, suspecting that she turned the lights off, only for her to deny it. Himari shows up once again, asking him to tutor her and asking Akane to join them as well, but Akane is all broody and denies it angrily. But once Himari moves away, she quietly asks Saito to tutor her at home, making the poor guy blush hard. That night, Saito introduces a memorization study guide to Akane. She praises his study method, making Saito say that it's just a study method he has been experimenting on people with. It has been ineffective, but it worked on Akane. Hearing this, Akane decides to study through the night, getting into a fight with Saito, who tries to make her sleep. She ends up winning. Saito asks why she wants to study so hard, making Akane remind him that she wants to be a doctor. He asks why she wants to be a doctor, but Akane snaps back, saying it's none of his business. To her surprise, Saito says he wants to get to know her better, making Akane give up. She starts opening up to Saito and tells him about her frail little sister. She was really sick and bedridden. Because of this, her parents were never home and always trying to pay for her medicines. That is why Akane is so good at housework as well. Poor her, she could only watch in silence as her sister suffered and could do nothing to help her. That's why she wants to be a doctor, so she can help people suffering. The next morning, Akane sits all depressed from last night's chat and comments to Saito that he's lucky to have a little sister like Shize. If she had her sister around, she would have hung out with her happily. This makes Saito go for a chat with Shize. He tells her all about the sad sister conversation and says he wants to cheer Akane up. Shize slightly teases him for being in love, but he just brushes it off, saying he does not want a gloomy roommate. Saito suggests he go out shopping to some sweet stores with Akane and even offers to rehearse with Saito, trying to manipulate him to buy her some sweets. Anyways, Saito catches up to Akane while she's working in the kitchen and bluntly asks her out. Akane is shocked and says that he should be asking Shize for that. She even ends up burning the curry when he says they could go to a sweet shop together. Akane hesitantly agrees. Later on, she meets Grandma at a sweet cafe. She asks how things are going with Saito and starts crying with happiness when Akane tells her that he just asked her out on a date. Grandma is so happy and tells Akane that she knew something like this would happen, and so she came prepared. She introduces Akane to a loaded wardrobe, saying she has been preparing the whole thing for when Akane falls in love. Grandma herself got some dirty fingers and showed Akane the underwear collection, teasing her, saying it's too bold to go commando on a first date. Poor Akane screeches, all embarrassed, but ends up dressed in a beautiful pink dress for her date. She walks out the door, making Saito go red at the sight of her. The two of them grow flustered and deny that they are on a date, since a married couple can't possibly go on a date. They end up at the station and Saito points out to the cat cafe. Akane gets embarrassed and tells him that she got banned from there for petting a cat too much. She still can't hold back, making Saito drag her away from the cafe. He then takes her to karaoke, but Akane is suspicious and starts accusing Saito for trying to do weird stuff to her. She says Himari told her that if a guy takes a girl to karaoke, he totally wants to smooch her. Saito reminds her that it's not a date, and the two try to change the topic by focusing on the songs. Akane picks one as they start singing and finally enjoying the moment instead of jumping at each other. They come out of the karaoke feeling refreshed, and Akane even says that her and Saito's voices complement together. Saito takes her to a lemonade place. She is totally pleased and even offers her drink to Saito for a taste. Saito creepily says it'll be an indirect kiss, making her change her mind, but she ends up offering him anyway. He turns it down, saying it's her favorite drink. Akane then asks why he asked her out, making Saito hesitate, but he finally reveals that he was worried about her being all gloomy after he made her recall her dead sister. To his surprise, Akane is smiling. She stands up, saying as a token of her gratitude, she'll follow him anywhere he wants. The stupid guy takes her to some supplement shop. His fetish for chugging down vitamins shows up, and he starts totally gobbling down all the samples there. Once Akane manages to get him out of there, they walk down the pavement when she spots a pretty ring. Saito catches her and asks if she really wants it. Akane denies, saying the student can't afford something like this. She will work hard for a self-fulfilling life and buy it one day. While on their way home, Akane thanks Saito and smiles, saying she's all cheered up. Saito quietly thinks that she looks like a demon when she's angry and wishes she would smile more. A flashback shows Akane noticing her mom wearing a ring. Akane asks if it hurts her finger, making her mom tell her that a ring is a token of feeling. Her ring is a sign that Akane's father is hers only, and that it gives her a sense of warmth. She says Akane would understand it better when one day she will also have a loving partner. The show starts with our MC, Ryudo, complimenting his crush. Runa is the prettiest girl in his class, and he cannot stop saying how beautiful she is. Ryuto is a nerdy introvert of the class. He feels like he is not even in the same league as this girl. He wants to confess feelings to her, but he feels like turning to ashes if he gets closer to her. Maybe he will keep his distance from her and keep himself to the lower part he thinks he is in. In the next scene, we see him with Runa in her room as she undresses. We don't know how he got here and why she is asking if they are going to sleep or not. Well, that is one hell of a whom, I would say. In the school, the PTA meeting is going on, and everyone is filling up forms in the classroom. MC cannot help but feel awed by Runa's beauty. He is constantly looking at her and how cute her little reactions are. Every boy in the class is talking about her, how she changes her boyfriends every 2 months, and everyone is in the race to be her next one. Boys are making bets to talk to her, while MC knows he wouldn't even dare try because he would just get shot after getting the first word out. He knows no one in the class even talks to him except only 2 of his friends, and even those who are nerdy like him, so that isn't even something to be proud of. You are not alone. I think that is enough. He is thinking about all that when Runa comes up to him asking if she can borrow a pencil. This took him by surprise as he got the pencil out of his geometry. Giving her the pencil, he notices her melons and how he is almost about to get a peek in when he stops himself. He has to control his rush of feelings until she is gone. After writing what she wanted to, Runa gives MC back his pencil, thanking him. He cannot believe she just came up to him and talked to him. But again, he knows how open she is with everyone, so it's nothing new. After the class, MC is with his friends, Nishi and Ichi, talking about someone named Ken. Barbie's hype is everywhere. They are both frustrated that their fascination with Ken is hurting their grades when MC tries to relate. They both know he always gets good grades and makes a deal that whoever gets the best grades among them has to do what the person with the worst grade will tell them. He knows he is gonna be the former but has to agree with this. After the exam, Nishi and Ichi showed their results and they were both low while MC got average grades. Ichi got the worst grade, so he is going to do whatever he is going to say. Ichi comes up with something MC never wanted to do, and it is that he has to confess his feelings to the girl he likes. MC cannot believe he is going to do this. He tries to sway them away from this thought, telling them he doesn't even like anyone when he remembers Runa suddenly. After seeing him freeze a bit, his friends know he has someone. Ah, busted my friend. He has to do it now. After school, he is waiting for Runa outside the school while Ichi and Nishi are secretly watching him dwell on this horror of his. MC doesn't want to do this, but his friends are pretty important to him, so he is doing this just for them. MC has put a note in Runa's locker so that she will know where to come so they can talk. He gets the feeling that she is not coming, but suddenly, he sees her coming right here. This gets his heart pumping, and he cannot believe he is going to talk to her finally. She asks if this is him, showing him the note. He said he wanted to talk about something, and Runa wanted to hear it. MC is all shy and cannot even get a word out when Runa notices it. She wants him to loosen up as they are both classmates. In his mind, MC is structuring his sentences like what he is going to say when he realizes how screwed he is. He knows he is going to get rejected, but maybe this is good for him. He wants her to reject him so he can get his head straight. He tells her that he likes her, but Runa doesn't just reject him. He tells her how cute she is and wants to go out with her. He is expecting a no when Runa agrees with this. These anime characters are so lucky and not so real in these situations. She agrees to go out with him and wants to know what they are going to do now. As they are dating now, she wants to walk home together. Nishi and Ichi are left shocked. Walking home, MC is constantly wondering if this is a dream or not. How can he walk with all the girls? She asks how to pronounce his name and actually likes his name, Ryudo. MC is getting way too happy with this. He knows how all of this ends with a dump. He knows she is just easing him, and he is going to get dumped any time now. But that is not the case as it seems. He asks why she agreed to go out with him because he knows she didn't even know he existed. She doesn't even know anything about him. But he also doesn't know anything about her, as she put it. So it is okay, and she actually likes him. This is because he told her that he liked her. Runa believes he will get a feeling that she goes out with anyone who tells her that he likes her. But she has her limits, as she explains. Her only red flag is people with dry upper lip or something like that. She believes that even if the feelings are shallow in the start, they can be developed if they date one another long enough. She knows they can do that if they put their heart into it. But MC thought she dated boys for only 2 months or so. She explains that she has never developed feelings for anyone and has always been faithful, but it has never worked out for her. Then why does she date so often? They are on the train and MC still cannot believe all of this is happening. Her station is here and she gets off. MC goes to walk her home because she asked to. He is obviously new to all of this. They reach her home and MC is surprised he is standing outside Runa's house. He gets freaked out and wants to go home when Runa invites him in. Telling him that her parents and grandma are gone for a while, MC comes in. They go up straight to her room and MC isn't going in. It is too damn quick for him, but Runa is making it look like all of this is very easy. But again, she has done all of this way too many times, so he should expect this confidence. Coming into her room, MC is blown away by the scent of the room. It is all too cute and pretty, and everything smells like Runa. She goes to get something to drink and asks if barley tea is ok for him. MC gets a little comfortable and his inner man desires begin to come out. He sees her drawer and wants to peek in to see all of her clothes. He tries to control himself but can't. He finally opens the drawer and takes a look when Runa comes back with the tea. MC freaks out and hits his head. Runa puts the tea down and comes to close her drawer thinking she has left it open by mistake. She starts showing him the clothes she got recently for the girls' night out and some other events. MC is just staring at her and how cute she is with the little things she likes. They have their tea and Runa sits on her bed, inviting MC to sit right next to her on the bed. MC is shocked. He cannot believe he is going to sit right next to the prettiest girl of his class. Seeing him stare at her like that, Runa gets the feeling that he wants to sleep with her. She realizes this and starts undressing thinking she is going to do anything her boyfriend wants. She asks if he wants to take a shower first or not, but MC does not have words to utter. He cannot believe she is offering things like these. He asks what she is doing when Runa feels very confused. She thought they were going to do it right now, but MC doesn't want it like this. But MC suddenly realizes all about her. Runa explains that she thought boyfriends only wanted to do it, and it was like a duty to her. That if she didn't sleep with them, they would run off to some other girls. Everything makes sense now for MC. Realizing that she got dumped by her boyfriend, not the other way around. She is actually a really sincere girl, but people take advantage of her quality. Her exes only wanted her body and not anything else. MC tells her that he thinks this is too soon for them. He wants to do it, but not like this. What if he is a pervert and a really terrible guy inside? Runa has never experienced this conversation and thought she was just supposed to offer her body to her boyfriend like that. She asks if he wants to call it off for now. MC really wants to do it but still calls it off. Well, now he deserves her right. Walking back, MC tells her she has to value herself and the relationship is not about sleeping together. He wants to do it, but then when the time is right. Runa realizes that this is what a true relationship feels like. He tells her that he wants her to do it when she actually wants to, not like she is doing her duty. Runa is excited because she really thinks this is something new and their relationship is going to get stronger. Going home, MC realizes that he really likes Runa, but regrets the decision to call it off. The next day, Ryuto again can't believe that he is now dating Shirakawa as he enters the school. However, it bothers Ryuto the fact that he is still a boring nerd who somehow got lucky. Ryuto then receives a text message from Runa who tells him that she overslept today and therefore she might skip school today. As a professional introvert, Ryuto hesitates because the boy doesn't know how to respond. So he ends up advising her that if she bikes to the station and hurries over, she can actually make it for the first period and wishes her good luck. While the class is going on, Ryuto continues to talk with Runa through texts. The boy seems worried if Runa will be able to make it or not. But that's where the door opens and Runa makes her entry to the class. During the lunch break, Ryuto and the boys meet at the rooftop where Ryuto tells how his day went yesterday. Well, it freaks the boys out when they get to know that Ryuto actually went to Runa's home on their first date. Yusuke and Ren even come to the conclusion that Ryuto must have done it then and graduated to manhood. So Ryuto clarifies himself and tells them that he somehow controlled himself in that intense moment, even though Runa was down for it. Bro is oversharing way too much. And of course, the boys then scold Ryuto for not scoring a goal on Runa's pitch. Yusuke then insults Ryuto by saying he is totally unpopular, and when he got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, he skipped it. Though Ryuto then mentions that he might get more opportunities like that, besides, they are dating each other now. Anyways, later as Ryuto returns to the classroom, Runa reaches out to him and tells him that she had a dream of him. But before Ryuto can reply to her, he notices a pink-haired girl is dead staring at him, so Ryuto walks away. After that, Runa starts talking to him more at school, but due to that, Ryuto has created many enemies who think Runa should break up with him. Upon asking, Runa reveals that she has told Nicole, the pink-haired girl, about her relationship with Ryuto since they are best friends. Well, that's fair because Ryuto also told about his relationship to two of his mates. What bothers Ryuto are the looks everyone is giving him. Therefore, he wants Runa to stop talking with him at school and keep their relationship secret. Though Runa doesn't mind that, but she wants a specific time when she would talk to her guy. Therefore, Ryuto suggests they should meet on weekends, and so on Saturday the couple decides to go on a date. Hence, we later see Ryuto exaggerating about where he should take Runa out. While the boy is thinking about her, Runa makes a video call and asks Ryuto where he is taking her. With so much pressure, Ryuto ends up suggesting to go for a movie. But since Ryuto's purpose for a date is to know more about Runa, therefore the girl cancels the movie plan and tells him that she'll host the date tomorrow. And so, the very next day, the couple goes to a mall and goes shopping. Seeing Runa in casual clothes confirms for Ryuto that she is a gyro. Even the girls around the shop can't stop admiring Runa's beauty and believe she might be a model for gyro. Basically, gyro is a term used for natural beauty that includes one's own culture and clothing. After tiring out Ryuto on shopping, the couple finally sits down and has a drink. However, Runa gets the hint that Ryuto isn't enjoying this date pretty much, because she could see the fact that the boy wasn't paying attention to anything in the store. So Ari's boy then flatters Runa by saying that his eyes were completely on her this whole time. Therefore, he didn't get bored this whole time. He even compliments Runa that she looks cute when she's happy, and that makes him happy as well. Runa then begins to blush and calls Ryuto an unusual one. Meanwhile, Ryuto's feelings for Runa have increased even harder than when he was in her room. There, Runa receives a call from Nicole, who asks her if things are going well. So Ryuto starts to wonder if she must have told Runa to not meet him or be careful, and that's why she called to check things up. Later, it freaks Ryuto out when Runa doesn't respond to his text message. Weird thoughts start to kick in Ryuto's mind that Runa must be ghosting him. Besides, Runa had plans for Sunday, so the boy gets curious about her plan because she usually has her phone with her and immediately responds to any notification. But now that Ryuto is texting her, she isn't responding. That's why you don't date hot girls. The overthinking starts to kick in. Ryuto then becomes so delusional that he starts to watch a streamer named KN stream and says that he's the only loyal person Ryuto has. The next day at school, Ryuto notices a bunch of popular boys reaching out to Runa and asking her to come and see her practice at the soccer club. It bothers Ryuto to see her talking with other guys while ignoring his text from last night. So his mates, Ren and Yusuke, comfort Ryuto and tell him that it's okay. Besides, that's what happens in the life of nerds like them. Wait, those two aren't even nerds. They don't score good grades. And later, as Ryuto enters home, he receives a text message from Runa asking him to come to the station right now. Well, Ryuto gets the hint that she must be calling him to break up. Therefore, the boy agrees to meet her and put an end to his fantasy. While he is walking towards the destination, Ryuto low-key regrets that he didn't lay Runa when he had the chance. Anyways, Ryuto then meets Runa and gets ready for the consequences. But weirdly, Runa starts to flex her new phone case in front of Ryuto. Runa then takes out another case and gives it to Ryuto. Since this case is quite rare and limited edition, the company was only handling one case at a time. Therefore, Runa had to ask Nicole to wait in line with her. Both the girls played games the whole night, hence their phones ran out of charging before the store opened. That's why she couldn't reply. At this point, Ryuto doesn't know what to say. The boy simply stands in silence and holds his gift tightly. Ryuto then reveals that he still can't believe that someone as cute as Runa picked him as a boyfriend. He was pretty sure that Runs would dump him in a second, but seeing Runa doing all of this for him brings the boy to tears as he thanks her. And so the couple then wanders around with matching phone cases on their 1-week anniversary. Ryuto then opens up to Runa and tells him that he once confessed to a girl in the past when he was in the first year of middle school. He used to sit right next to a girl named Kurose, who one day hints to Ryuto that she might like sweet boys like him. And after such complicated hints, one day, Ryuto finally gathered the courage and confessed his feelings to her. However, the boy was rejected brutally and got friend-zoned by her. From that day on, Ryuto hasn't been confined to girls, though Runa tells him to look on the bright side, because if Ryuto was still dating her, then he'd never have asked Runa out. Besides, Ryuto believes that middle school love never lasts for long. Runa then reveals that her parents actually started dating in their first year of middle school too, and got married as soon as they graduated. Out of nowhere, a sports car passes by them, so Ryuto gets excited to see the car and begins to talk about the GR Super Rs that crossed. The boy then carries on talking about the features of a sports car, which obviously goes straight above Runa's head. Luckily, Ryuto also notices how she just zoned out. Runa then resembles herself as a sports car, because according to her, she has been racing forward so she would be like her parents. But fastening things up never worked out for her, and neither did it for their parents, who later ended up getting a divorce. Well, that took a dark turn. Besides, Runa thinks that she isn't as mature as she acts. So Ryuto then tells her that sports cars aren't just for traveling fast, it's a car that's fun to drive, just like Runa, not sure where this is leading. Basically, he means that Runa is always surrounded by friends and always has a boyfriend. So according to Ryuto, Runa is living the absolutely best life of her school years. And one way or another, Ryuto also loves sports cars. Well, that makes her day, and so they both race off to the station. Later that night, Nicole tells Runa that she doesn't need to try that harder if she thinks she and Ryuto are a bad match. However, Runa tells her that she's actually enjoying her time with Ryuto, therefore she plans to date him for a while. And for some unknown reason, Nicole doesn't seem to like Ryuto and warns Runa to not trust that guy one bit. And so the next day, this anime takes a new plot twist. The teacher then announces that they have a new student in this classroom. And as that student enters the class, Ryuto gets numb because that girl is none other than Kurose Maria. We pick up right where we left off. The teacher just introduced Kurose to the call and everyone is falling for her, except of course MC. MC cannot forget what he felt after this girl rejected him 3 years ago and doesn't want it to disturb his great relationship with Runa. No one can forget the feeling of rejection, my guy. Be strong. The teacher asks Kurose to introduce herself and let the class know about her a little bit. She explained that she was out of town after middle school for 3 years but moved back recently. The way she taught just put her right in the top of the school hierarchy, as they say. Kurose is too cute for everyone. The teacher wants her to sit somewhere nice and suggests a seat right by MC. MC freaks out seeing they are going to be neighbors again. Kurose takes her seat and notices MC. She cannot tell if this is the boy she was friends with 3 years ago, so she asks MC if he is who she thinks he is. How much of a difference does 3 years make that she cannot even recognize him? MC says yes and avoids any further questions. MC knows that this is going to be very difficult from now on, and he isn't going to let any of this get between him and Runa. After the class, all the students are praising Kurose for her cuteness and getting to know her when MC hears 2 boys talking about her. They are discussing whether Kurose is cuter than Runa. Hearing this, he knows him getting rejected by her is definitely going to be out, so he needs to stay away from her as much as he can. MC takes off and leaves the class but gets stopped by Nicole. Seeing Nicole all angry, MC freaks out and asks if she needs anything. Nicole wants him for something and takes him to a burger cafe nearby. Sitting there, Nicole is enjoying her fries while MC is just waiting for her to talk. He doesn't even have a clue what this is about, but he knows it is going to be something bad for sure. MC asks what this is, but Nicole says that she wants to eat her fries warm, so he has to let her eat fries first, then they will talk. MC goes for a sip of drink but gets interrupted again by Nicole. She wonders if he knows about Runa's birthday coming up. Busted. Run, my dude, he won't. This pisses off Nicole as she tells him that it is the coming Sunday. She is angry, wondering if he's even serious with her or not. MC is but never catches her birthday. Nicole tells him that he is going to celebrate it. He agrees and Nicole is about to leave. She was here just to tell him that when Runa wasn't around. Nicole is leaving when Mick stops her to ask what are the things Runa likes. Nicole is confused as to why he can ask her himself, so why is he asking her? The thing is, MC was the one who got surprised last week, and this is his time to surprise Runa. She gave him this phone case without asking him about his hobbies and the things he likes, so he plans on doing the same. Nicole gets the feeling from this that maybe this guy really is serious about Runa and is going to do anything to make her happy. She agrees to help him and MC thanks her. They are chatting and discussing the things Runa likes when someone secretly takes their photo. The next day, MC is at the station heading to the school where Runa is waiting for him. This shocked him as he didn't expect to meet her there. Runa looks very happy, but is kind of confused when she shows MC her friend's group chat. It was Runa's friend that took the photo and sent it to the group chat saying that Nicole went out with this dorky guy. Runa wants to know what this is about. The girl is jealous. Jude. Tell her the truth. MC knows he cannot get past this without telling her the real thing, so he asks if she's free this Sunday or not. This took her by surprise and MC is happy knowing that she is. MC wants to celebrate her birthday with her on Sunday. Telling that Nicole told him about her birthday, MC apologizes for not knowing it. Runa doesn't care about that stuff. The thought of someone caring enough that they want to celebrate your birthday is enough for her. The plan is done and Runa goes to school. MC is ready for this weekend as he is going to craft a perfect date for Runa's birthday. Sunday is here and Runa and MC are on their date in Harajuku. Yeah, that is someplace popular in their city. Don't ask me about it. Runa is happy out of her mind and MC is happy that Nicole told him this thing and it really worked. Nicole told him that Runa loves Harajuku and goes crazy whenever they go there. She also told him that she loves bubble tea and would drink a lot without knowing it. Now that MC knows this, MC takes her to a cafe and orders a bubble tea for her. Runa loves the tea and this makes MC very happy. MC went out on a limb and tried every bubble tea in the city. He tried a lot of them and started explaining how this one has a different flavor than some that he drank this week. Once again, he goes on a rant about this like a nerd, which zones out Runa. Noticing that Runa is left wandering the time and space itself, MC freaks out, cursing himself for doing that thing again. But Runa wonders if MC likes bubble tea this much. MC explained that he didn't like it that much but just wanted to know which ones were the best. That way he can take her to the perfect spot. This blows away Runa as someone who has never done this for her before. She never got someone who would take his time out of his routine to make sure she liked something. Runa feels loved and thinks they are on the right track. MC wants to take her someplace else for another bubble tea. This date kind of changes into a bubble tea date now that they are roaming around the town drinking different bubble teas. Runa is filled with all the bubble tea when they stop to get another one. MC didn't get one this time, so seeing that, Runa offers him a sip of hers. MC is full to the neck right now, but doesn't want to refuse this indirect kiss. He takes the tea and takes a sip. Runa takes the tea back and tells him that they just kissed indirectly. MC cannot handle the rush of feelings right now. They are enjoying their moment when they see a couple right by them. The boy just gave her girl a ring or something. That made the girl really happy. Seeing them, MC wants to get Runa something too, but his wallet isn't going to let him. He only has 1,000 yen remaining and asks if there is something she wants with that. But Runa takes the map MC made for her bubble tea hunting and wants to keep it as a souvenir. She again explains that no one has ever done this kind of thing for her, so this is more than any fancy gift. It shows the love MC has for her. Runa is so happy to enjoy her 17th birthday like this. MC wanted to tell her about Kurose, but there wasn't any right time for that, so that just didn't happen. Why does he want to tell her about Kurose again? He just told her about Kurose the other day. The next day in the locker room, MC is minding his own business when he hears several students talking and spreading weird rumors around about Runa. He has heard rumors about her before, but these are a little different. Like Runa never takes out her wallet on a date. This is why a boy never stays with her and things like that. It really concerns MC, and he cannot stop thinking about it. He is with his friends but isn't eating anything because of this. Nicole shows up and Nishi and Ichi run away. Nicole tells MC that she heard about their date. MC wants to thank her for helping him with this, but this is not why Nicole is here. She wants to talk about the rumors spreading around the school about Runa. She is surprised that MC heard them too. This is really weird as they just started spreading and within a day, the whole school knows about them. This pisses off Nicole. She wants to find out who is doing this sick thing. A little later in the class, Kurose forgot her notebook at home, so she shared it with MC. They are studying when the teacher goes to get her prints. Kurose takes MC's attention and wants to apologize for what she did in middle school. She wants him to know that she didn't know about dating and didn't understand anything. But now she does, implying that she is ready to give MC a chance. Man, this has got to be the worst timing. MC cannot believe what Kurose is saying and wants to know if she is serious or just playing with him. Either way, he cannot do anything because he is already in a relationship. Kurose is really surprised when MC tells her that he is in a relationship. Now she wants to know who it is he is dating. MC tried telling her, but he just doesn't want anyone to know about him dating her. He leaves the class and walks, thinking that it would be embarrassing for Runa if anyone got to know that she is dating him. To keep quiet about this is the best option. To his surprise, MC sees Runa going into an empty classroom with a boy. He goes to see and the boy is asking her to go out with him. Runa refuses, saying that she already has a boyfriend. The guy wants to know who it is, but Runa won't tell him. The guy starts mocking that it is sure someone is a loser from the school. That is why she is embarrassed to tell anyone. Runa explains that she is just respecting his boyfriend's feelings. Otherwise, she has no issue in telling anyone in the world. She is starting to look like a perfect girlfriend. This shocks MC as he is thinking the opposite about her. Getting back to the class, MC sits on his chair. Kurose starts talking about the rumors about Runa. She tells MC that her friend was an ex of hers and he told her that Runa is really a selfish person. She won't pay for anything on the dates. But this is the opposite of what MC experienced, so this is getting under his skin. He figures out that she is the one who started the rumor. Kurose won't quit saying bad things about Runa, prompts MC to get all angry. and say that he knows she is wrong because he is her current boyfriend. Runa is nothing like the rumors say, and she is a perfect girlfriend. The next moment, we see our MC teaching his girlfriend Runa English. She is quite bad at this subject, so she needed some help with it. MC is the best person to teach her this subject, as he is the nerdy guy you go to when you need help with your studies. Runa is right now trying to make out sentences and what they mean. This sentence is something like, "He is the last person to lie." Runa does not get what this sentence means at all. Seeing that she cannot even get the simple sentences, MC is a little concerned, but he is going to do his best to make sure she studies well and gets the best score she can get. He asks if she knows about the word lie, but she does not. She confuses it with her friend Rie, and that is not helping her clearly. So MC starts to explain the sentence. He starts by explaining what the word lie means. He tells her that lying means to be a dishonest person. When you tell a lie, it means that you are being dishonest. She still does not get it, and MC has to use an example to make it out for her. He tells her that if all the people on the earth were liars, he would be the last person who is going to lie to you. Still, Runa is a little confused, but MC tells her that it just basically means that he is an honest person. Runa now understands what this sentence means and tells him that this is him. He is the honest person he is talking about, because if all the boyfriends in the world started cheating on their girlfriends, he would be the last to do so, and she is sure about it. This touches his heart, and he cannot think straight because of what Runa just said. Well, that is one way to understand English. MC gets himself together and goes on to teach her some more sentences. Their exam for the subject is today, so she has to get everything by then. After a little while, they are headed home when on the way, Runa strikes up a conversation and asks MC if he knows what is going to be this Saturday. He does not have a single clue what she is talking about, but he is trying too hard to think if he is forgetting something. He could not remember it, but Runa helped him with it. She tells him that it is going to be 1 month. 1 month of them dating and being in a relationship. This shocks MC. He could not believe that it had been 1 month already. He does not know how to react to this, but Runa doesn't need a reaction. She just wants to celebrate this happy occasion, and for that, she suggests that they should go to the beach together and spend a night there. Hearing this blows a nice smooth breeze through MC's mind, as he could not have thought of something better than this. He can imagine how beautiful Runa would look in the swimsuit, and he cannot wait to witness that. He agrees, and it is set. They are going to the beach for their 1-month anniversary. The next day, they get the result for their English exam, and Runa cannot contain her happiness. She passed the exam, and she feels like this is the best thing that could have happened to her. And this happened because of MC and no one else. MC does not want to take the credit and tells her that she also worked hard for it. He just helped her. Runa feels like this just made her 1-month anniversary even better, and she is going to fully enjoy the day now. They are chatting like this for a while, and we see Maria in the front seat in the class, just looking at them. This girl is surely regretting as to why she rejected this boy that time. Runa got just the passing marks and wants to know what MC scored. He got almost 90 marks, and Runa cannot help but feel like that MC is a god. He is like a god among gods, and he is really talented. After the class, MC is with his friends, and they got scores that are just mediocre, but they are happy that they have managed to score higher than before. Seeing them happy makes our MC happy. MC comes out of the class after a while when Maria stops him to ask something. She wants to know if he would be willing to help her in her studies as well. She wants to learn English very badly, and she knows that he is the best person to go to for this subject. MC tries to tell her that he just promised Runa for that and no one else, but Maria does not listen. She keeps on saying that she would also need his help with mathematics, as she is also very bad at that. She feels like she is not fully comfortable with the school, so he would be a good tutor for him. MC hesitates to answer, so Maria asks if after the vacation is alright with him. He does not want to help her study, but he also cannot straight up say no to her. So MC goes out on a limb and tells her about his friend Ichi. He tells her that he is the best in mathematics, and she should ask him to help her study. He wants to know if she wants him to introduce them both, but Maria says no. She wants him to help her study and not someone else. She takes the chance and asks if she can get the Lime ID of him. At first she confuses that maybe she is asking for Ichi's Lime ID, but he understands that she is asking for his. He has no problem with that, but he wants her to know that he is not going to be messaging her. Maria has no problem with that. We see Maria pull the phone out and bring it up to her chest in a position as she is taking a picture of MC secretly. What is this girl up to? If she wants to get together with him, she should know that he is not single. The day of the beach is here, and our MC is walking to the station where he is going to meet Runa. There he is waiting for Runa when he gets a message from Maria saying that he should come to help her study on the 23rd. He lets her know that he is not free on that day as he has summer school. So Maria asks about when he is going to be free so they can set a date on MC's wish. MC is about to respond when Runa arrives. MC looks at her and is blown away by how cute she looks. She is very excited to be spending this day with her boyfriend. She is ready to have the best 1-month anniversary she ever had. They reach the beach and going in, Runa is acting like a child. MC takes off his shirt and is kind of nervous looking at everyone, being so casual about this. He is waiting for Runa when she shows up in a cool and beautiful bikini that looks so good on her. MC should compliment her. She asks him about the suit she is wearing, but our MC is spacing out right now thinking how lucky he is to have a goddess as her girlfriend. He cannot believe that his girlfriend is so beautiful and is right now wearing a swimsuit that would make models look like regular people. He is zoned out in his thoughts when Runa brings him back asking him once again about her suit. He cannot answer the question and gets fully red. Runa laughs and giggles looking at him and how bright red his face has gotten. She knows that he is feeling lucky to be spending time with her bikini babe on this beach. She grabs his arm and they go to start their day on the beach. MC and Runa are under the umbrella when Runa asks if he can rub sunscreen on her back. Hearing this sends shivers down his spine, but he has to agree and do as his girlfriend tells him to do. She lays on her stomach waiting for MC to rub the sunscreen on her back. MC takes the bottle and starts rubbing on the back. He is gently rubbing when Runa lets him know that he can also raise the strap to get the sunscreen under as well. He is hesitant but does as she tells him to do. He cannot believe that he is doing this all by himself and there is no one that is going to stop him. MC has gotten a new respect for the boyfriends that go on a beach date with their girlfriends like it is nothing. He is curious as to how they function after spending this much time. Anyways, MC is rubbing and he cannot stay focused. He is getting very worn out and has to use the distraction method to keep himself from losing it all. He starts multiplying 13 with all the numbers so he can stay distracted. After a nice sunscreen rubbing session, MC is sitting when Runa asks him to get in the water with her. She has a beach ball and they can play that and enjoy the time. They get in the water and they spend the time of their life, playing with each other, pranking each other and having a nice meal. They get their lunch from the food stall and after the meal, they are sitting and wondering how great their time in the water was. MC wonders how the weather is so nice when he hears that there is a typhoon coming. Out of nowhere, MC gathers his courage and tells Runa that the swimsuit she is wearing looks very good on her. About time, my guy. Does it take you this long to study as well? Hearing this makes Runa blush like crazy. She was not expecting this compliment from him right now, but she is glad that he liked it. She tells him the story of how she got it. She went to the store with Nicole and tried out like 1,000 swimsuits. It got to the point where Nicole was very pissed off, but she got calm after knowing that she is doing this for her boyfriend. After coming back from the store, Nicole came and did the nails for her as well. They look pretty good and they go pretty well with the swimsuit she bought. MC cannot help but feel how great the time he spent with Runa was, and he is looking forward to some more anniversary occasions. They chat happily when they notice that the weather suddenly is getting bad. After a while, it started raining very heavily, and there is no way they are going back today. They have to stay here as the trains for the way back are closed because of the typhoon. MC had to open up his mouth about the damn typhoon. Now look what happened. They call at their homes to tell them that they are not going to be coming home today because of the weather. Runa and MC get off the call at the same time, so MC asks if Runa's father is okay with it. She tells him that she told her father that she is with a friend, so it is probably going to be alright with him. They find a good hotel nearby and go in to get a room for one night. Upon asking, they get to know that the cost of one room for the night is 6,000 yen, and if they make 2 rooms, it is going to cost them 5,000 yen each. So they are in a pickle right now, and MC is thinking about whether they should take 1 or 2 rooms. He is in the middle of his decision when Runa tells him that she is fine with the 1-room thing. So if she is fine, MC is fine as well. They take the single room, and upon going in, they see that the room is quite big and decent for the price they paid. MC goes in and she tells Runa that she should take the bath as he has already taken one. She should be cold, so she should go in and get over with it right now. MC wishes, so Runa goes in to take the bath. Outside, MC is losing it right in the middle of the room, thinking about the situation he is in. He cannot believe that he is going to spend a night with Runa in the same room. He has to find out what she meant when she said that she is fine. MC is very curious as to what she meant by that. Is that she is fine because of it, or she is fine for spending the night and getting over it? The guy is losing it over nothing. He is on the floor, freaking out over the fact that Runa is right now in the bath, and he is outside, and there is no one else with them here. Maybe she is planning on doing it here right now, or she is not. MC has to be ready for everything. With nothing in mind, MC starts doing sit-ups like crazy. He is doing the sit-ups when Runa comes out of the bath. Noticing him doing the sit-ups, Runa gets excited and wants to feel his stomach if he has a shredded one or not. She comes closer to him to check, but MC does not let her. This sends a weird signal to her, and Runa apologizes for doing what she did. But our MC still has no idea what she meant by this sorry she just did. He gets up and goes to take a bath now. In the bath, MC wonders about the sorry she did. He cannot put a finger on what that was. Was that sorry for making you uncomfortable, and was that sorry for leading you in because I don't want to do it tonight with you? This guy is a hell of an overthinker. How is he not depressed? After the bath, MC sits on the table with Runa. The news is that the weather is going to be fine tomorrow, so they can get back home the next day. Runa is pretty happy about it, but what worries our MC is what he just noticed in the room. There are two sleeping beds, and they are right by each other. He knows what is up and what is going to go down tonight. Runa gives him some tea to drink, and the time goes by, so now they are about to go to sleep. They go to sleep, and MC is in his bed while Runa is in hers. MC turns to look at Runa, and she is staring at him. She cannot sleep and asks MC if he cannot either. Saying this, she asks if he wants to do it or not. So our MC was right. MC does not know how to respond to this, and he just looks at Runa for a hot minute. Runa tells him that she is ready to do it with him. She was getting ready and was ready to do it when she felt like it. But she knows that she cannot just make him wait that long. MC is happy from the inside, but also wants to know that Runa is totally on board with this. So he asks if she is doing this for him, or she actually wants to do it. Runa does like him a lot and wants to be closer to him all the time. Runa explains her feelings quite in detail here. She tells MC that the first time they were close to each other on the boat is actually the first time she actually wanted to kiss someone, so she kissed him, and that was the best feeling for her. Like that, she knows that she is just going to like him more and more, and she would want to feel him more closely as they get more deep into the relationship. This makes sense for MC, and he understands. Runa feels like she is still not 100% ready, but she knows that she is quite there. Hearing this, MC knows that he cannot let her do this forcefully. So he tells her that they are going to be sleeping tonight and will do it when she is truly ready for him. This makes Runa's heart melt. She wonders why it is that he is so nice to him, but it is clear he likes her a lot. She has one selfish request to ask from MC though. She wants him to hold and hug her, like for real. MC agrees and gets up. He holds her close and hugs her tightly. This is the first time they are hugging, and the feeling is something. MC has not felt this way ever before. He cannot help but notice the sweet smell of Runa. He wants to hug her like this every time and never let her go, but he has to. Runa goes to sleep holding hands with MC. We see Maria in her room, looking at the chat with MC. He still has not responded to the text she sent that day. She wonders why it is that she is not the one with MC. Why can't she be like Runa? The girl got some ideas and I don't like it. The next day, they are back and MC drops Runa off at her house. She leaves saying that they are going to spend the second month like they did the first, maybe even better. MC is ready for it as well. Heading home, MC is very sleepy because he didn't get a single minute of sleep last night. He kept looking at Runa in her sleep. On the way, Nicole finds MC going back home, but she wants to talk about something. She takes him into her work restaurant and asks him how the anniversary went. She is actually worried and tells MC that the second month for Runa is very heavy as she always gets dumped in the second month. She wants to know if MC is able to keep her and give her every kind of happiness. MC is up for it and promises that he will never let her down and will always be by her side. Nicole is happy and lets her go. On the way back, MC gets a call from Maria, but it is Runa on the other side. She wants him to come to school right now because of some emergency. MC goes to the school as everyone is leaving. Going to the sports room, he finds Runa in the dark, but we see that it is not Runa, but Maria disguised as Runa while Runa is at home. Luna called MC to come to the school in the evening for something important. MC arrives at the school and Luna guides him to the sports room, where it is just the two of them. They find themselves alone in a vacant room, with the entire school empty as if it were in the desert. How can they manage to do this without alerting security? Or is this allowed for the students in Japan? The air is absolutely tense, and Luna looks very serious when she tells MC that she wants to sleep with him. I mean, why would he even say no to her? He would be a fool to do so. All of a sudden, MC is unable to figure out what has gotten into her, as this is not her usual way of talking. He gets the feeling that she is forcing the point of having it with him. She wants to do it with MC, and by saying this, Luna clings on to MC instantly, hugging him tightly. MC gives up the urge to resist and hugs her back with a warm emotion from his heart, but something is wrong. He just doesn't feel right hugging Luna for some reason, and this is a matter of concern. The hug does not feel like it comes from Luna. It feels really strange. The feeling is quite concerning, and MC cannot handle this anymore and decides to get away from what he is feeling. He pushes Luna away from himself and strangely stares at her with a piercing gaze. Oops, someone's disguise is about to fall off. After staring at her for a while, MC finds himself in absolute shock because he figured out something by his stare. He figures out that this person is not Luna. What? Talking to her didn't give him that. I would advise my girl bestie to leave such a boyfriend. Luna looks at MC as if she lost. She obviously knows that there is no point in pretending anymore and tells him the truth. She is not Luna. In fact, Maria disguised herself as Luna to seduce and make MC do stuff with him. On God, I am clueless as to how, at this point, MC is controlling himself. This disgusts the hell out of MC. And he cannot believe that Maria is going this far to do it with him to get him. Maria assures him that she does not want him to make her his girlfriend, and if he wants, she can keep pretending to be Luna. Her obsession is so unreal that she absolutely misses the point of what he means. But this is not what MC is talking about or trying to explain to her. Maria explains that she doesn't want anything except to sleep with him. Just say you just want to get screwed by a nerd because there's just one reason girls go after nerds. She can give him her first time, pointing towards her virginity, which Luna can't give him because she has already slept with her exes. This sentence was not what he needed right now. Suddenly, MC starts connecting the dots. He figures out everything that has happened recently around him and his girlfriend. Luna took Maria's cell phone because her battery died out and things were somehow similar to that. Maria then begins explaining that Luna and she sound the same, even though they are completely different in appearance. It is so visible. One got some massive honkers, while one looks like a 12-year-old boy. Maria and Luna can sound more similar on the phone, and that is why he was not able to tell the difference. After Maria gives him the explanation, she tries to give MC a hug and convinces him to sleep with her, but MC is not going to. My dude might be desperate, but he is still loyal to his girlfriend. He knows that he literally cannot do anything to betray Luna, as she doesn't deserve this. Luna just deserves all the loyalty and love, and he knows he will give it to her. Knowing where Maria is coming from, he still tries to comfort her. He adds that it is also not going to be fair to Maria if he does it. Taking her virginity, he had his first time with a virgin. Suddenly, the security guard begins hearing some noise coming from the room and goes to check on it. But in time, MC and Maria got away through the window and made their escape. They sit outside the school on the bench after escaping from the room. Then, Maria takes off the wig, which was her disguise as her sister. MC is just unable to believe the fact that she would go this far to take revenge on Luna. But this is not what MC thinks it is. He has gotten it completely wrong. MC cannot give any other reason but is surprised when Maria tells him that she likes him. Wow, how do the tables turn, eh? How do you feel now? She reveals that she likes MC and has not stopped feeling this way for a while now. Not only that, she has no way to stop that feeling and feels like she has to get him somehow. MC is startled. He cannot believe he is hearing these words out of her mouth, but it is true whether he believes it or not. But Maria further explains to him that she has been feeling this way about him since he confronted her for spreading rumors like that. That was the first time someone confronted her like that with an open heart. It just turned out to be very eye-opening for her and made her realize she was also worthy of love. Even right now, the way he told her off was not only to not betray Luna, but also to protect her. He did not disrespect Maria one bit, but he also continued to understand her point of view. She says that this is the reason she has fallen for him, and she can understand that she is never going to be his number one. 8 billion people, and she still wants to go for a taken guy. Maria is unable to stop crying like a child, and she tells him that she cannot stop feeling hurt. She wants him to accept her, but that is never going to happen in this life. Yeah, nobody picks a flat chest over huge melons. MC can't process the situation and does not know how to react to all of this. The situation is super hectic too. Your first love wants you back and is trying everything to do it. Maria then shares that she is feeling hurt right now. Now she completely understands how he felt at that time when she rejected him. Well, this is the first time she has fallen for someone too, and no wonder she got rejected. Saying this, Maria gets close to MC and holds his arm, keeping her head on his shoulder. She then says to him that she just wants to stay like this for a while, and she will go home without saying anything. He feels like he owes her this, and then MC lets her do this, and she does exactly as she said and goes home without a word. Following the very next day at school, MC stands in front of his locker and ponders what happened yesterday. Further, he thinks about how Maria went home without a word last night. The trail of his thoughts is unable to stop as he seems concerned about her. He doesn't know if he should hide it more, but maybe this is the time MC should tell Luna that Maria is the girl he proposed to in middle school and got rejected by her. But MC somehow hears everyone nearby talking about him for some reason. It looks like the tea got leaked. I can't wait to get some spilled on me too. He is unable to figure out what is happening and why he is suddenly the hot topic of the day. He makes his way to the class for his lessons, but is still baffled as to what happened. Then MC keeps his bag down on the desk, and his friends, Iki and Nishi, come up to him, asking if he has lost his mind. MC is unable to understand what they are talking about and wants some sort of explanation from them. Well, the rumor turns out to be what he absolutely dreaded. The rumor is that MC is cheating on Luna with his sister Maria and was caught last night in school. Another way of saying my Rees is lower than a nerd's. Not just that, they have some proof too. Saying this, his friends showed him the picture of him and Maria last night sitting on the bench. Very close to each other. Gossip Girl Japanese version. I can't wait to enjoy it further. He jumps out of his pants as this freaks him out, and he tries to tell them that this is not what they think it is. Maria enters the classroom right then and sits on her chair, but everyone is looking at her. The pick-me got picked. As the lesson ends, MC goes to Maria. MC calls Maria and asks her about the picture and if she knows who did this. His relationship and reputation are both pretty much sabotaged by that. Maria felt like she was being accused of this rumor and was held accountable. But Maria assures him that it is not her who did this and that she has no idea who took the picture. Then further, she says that she would never do such a low-life thing when she got rejected for the first time. Even after all this, her morals are high, and she still has pride. Saying this, they get out of the class finally, and as expected, someone was waiting for them outside. Obviously, Luna and Nicole are standing right outside, waiting for an explanation. Luna looks at MC and asks him if Maria is the girl he proposed to in middle school. This is very bad. Just seeing it is making me sweat like hell. Well, what comes next is what usually happens after every cheating story. She says she feels really betrayed and starts crying with tears rolling down her cheeks. Luna further says that she cannot take this anymore, and it is getting out of her hand. Saying this, Luna runs away crying, but Nicole is hell mad at MC for doing this. Luna never deserved this treatment in the first place. Luna looks like she could use a male best friend right now. She slaps him really hard and calls him a piece of crap before leaving as well. After creating a mess, Maria left as well, and MC is standing all alone now. The summer vacation is just around the corner too. On the other hand, the school is holding a closing ceremony for the school, but Luna is nowhere to be seen in the entire school. Even after the ceremony reached its end, Luna is still nowhere to be seen. She did not come to the class where MC was waiting for her to explain everything to her and fix everything again. After a while, the vacation started, and MC started his sad and lonely vacation without his girlfriend Luna. Maria successfully managed to ruin things. All he could do was keep messaging her and somehow reaching out to her. But feeling betrayed, Luna never replied to him and didn't even read his messages. Enough to get on his nerves, but still, he wants to keep his feelings to himself. As all men should do, MC gets himself busy with his studies so he can be distracted from the loneliness and sadness. All he could think was that he wanted to apologize to her but felt like it was too late. He just needs another chance, and he will explain everything to the love of his life. On the other hand, Iki and Nishi are at the beach, excited to enjoy their day here. Another reason why single life is preferred by me. but there is nothing of interest to them, so they start watching Ken videos by the beach. They just sound absolutely gay to me, to God. Nishi gets a feeling like there must have been some reason for them to come here. But they brush it off. They try everything at the beach to have fun. But nothing excites them anymore, so they leave the effort. They get frustrated and they are about to leave. That is when they see something at one of the shops on the beach and freak out totally. This sudden seriousness is way too tense. Meanwhile, in the class, MC is studying to just ignore the heck out of his feelings when he gets a text and a photo from Nishi. Well, as expected, the picture is of Luna with some other dude, and Nishi tells him that his girlfriend is cheating on him. MC literally gets frustrated, and seeing this, he leaves the class in a hurry and runs towards the beach in an instant. He takes the train, reaches the beach, and finds the shop right away. Girls, if he wanted to, he would. He knows that the shop is called Luna Marine, and she is there with this dude and her friend Nicole. Hurriedly, MC runs to the shop and sees Luna and Nicole taking pictures in their swimsuits, looking absolutely hot. Well, someone is about to get super jealous. As MC watches as Luna grabs this new guy by the arm, closer to her, she tells Nicole to click a picture of her with this dude. The dude looks pretty chill, to be honest, and he tells her that it should be one as there is still some work for him to do. On the other hand, Nicole is about to click a picture of Luna with the dude. That is when the dude sees MC standing outside the shop, looking directly at them. He makes his way to MC and goes to ask if he was going in the water and wants something. But Luna and Nicole are left shocked to see him here all of a sudden. They wonder what he is doing here out of the blue. MC calls Luna and tells her that he wants to tell her something even though the time is gone. It's still not too late to fix everything. The guy feels the tension between them and figures out that MC is the boyfriend Luna was talking about. He feels like MC would be tired of coming all the way out here, so he should rest. Well, he turns out to be a nice guy. Then he remembers that he had forgotten the introduction part, so the guy takes out his business card and gives it to MC. His name is Mao, and he turns out to be Luna's uncle, not her new boyfriend. Well, that was not what I was expecting. To release tension, he takes MC inside the shop, and Mao makes Luna and MC some lemonade while they are sitting outside. Nicole wants to know what he is going to talk about, and if she doesn't like that answer, she is going to give him some. Mao comes out, asks Nicole if she is free for some work, and gets her out of these two matters. The hyped-up girl besties piss me off even more, making it hard for guys to manipulate. Then finally, MC gets the courage and tells Luna that Maria is the girl who rejected him in middle school. Something he should have told her before too, but it is never too late. But he explains to her more that he wants her to know that he didn't want to keep it from her. The next thing he has to do is explain the meaning behind the photo. MC cannot get the words out even after coming all the way out here, so he gathers some more strength and tells Luna that what she saw was not what it seemed like. He further explains to Luna that Maria proposed to him that day, but he rejected her right away, telling her that he was with Luna and loved her with all his heart. But she started crying at the rejection, and that is when someone took the picture while he consoled Maria. He wants to apologize for making her worry for no reason, but Luna is not mad at all. Luna says that she completely understands what Maria was feeling and how much she might have gathered to propose to MC. She also understands that he was just being kind to her and nothing else, but someone took the opportunity to stir up some rumors about him. Then Luna begins thanking MC for taking care of Maria like that because she feels that Maria is her little sister. Well, to be honest, Maria is pretty sensitive, so she actually respects her for doing this. Well, that was even more unexpected. I would punch my boyfriend for breathing near a girl too. Luna explains that she was actually scared of asking MC about all of this and had no courage to ask him that. She feels like she has been very happy since they started dating and thought that there was no way MC would break her trust. So when all of this happened, she was actually scared to make sure if it was true or not, and she did not ask him. And about the messages, her phone broke. For that, she just sent it to get repaired so she could use it again. That is why she couldn't get back to his texts. But even before it was repaired, MC came himself to talk to her and explain everything to her by himself. They cannot contain their excitement as they are happily together now and everything is back to normal. Getting to Luna's grandmother's home, MC is forced to stay, so he has no other option left. Meanwhile, Luna has convinced MC to stay behind with her for the entire summer vacation. We see MC in a dream where he is on the shore, enjoying the nice view of the sun on a sunny day. He is living his best life, and doing what he loves when suddenly, he starts hearing Runa's voice. This cannot get better for him as he feels like a sprinkle of Runa's voice on this happy occasion is no short of a heavenly experience. He starts to walk when he sees a flashing light coming from the sky and wakes up. Waking up, he sees Runa on top of her trying to wake him up. She wonders how long he is going to stay in bed, but all NC can think is how beautiful she is. He is more than excited to be living under the same roof as Runa. This is the first day of MC as a worker at Runa's uncle's shop. He gets ready to work there and helps Runa do her duties with her. This is such a heavenly experience for someone new to relationships, right? He gets to spend time with his girlfriend on a beach working together. Nice. They start the day and Runa is helping customers where MC is trying his best, but doesn't know the ins and outs of this place yet. A customer comes to him asking for a locker, but MC doesn't remember the prices. This is where Runa comes to the rescue and handles the customer quite easily. MC feels a little sad but happy at the same time that his girlfriend knows how to do the job. She starts teaching MC everything he is supposed to do here, and the day is going by greatly. This is very exciting for Runa as well because she hasn't spent this much time with his boyfriend in a long time. After learning and teaching for some time, MC is doing some chores around the shop when Runa suggests that he take his break to study for some time as his mother has sent his homework stuff to him. He agrees and gets to study. He is going at it and trying to finish the homework as fast as he can when he sees something weird. Two guys come into the shop and start flirting with Runa in front of him. He doesn't know how to respond, but he sure knows that these lads are the popular ones and some obvious players. We can see clearly that even Runa is weirded out by these guys and wants them to go away, but they aren't. MC is thinking of something, but nothing comes to mind. He cannot find something while the guys are getting weirder. One of the guys starts asking if Runa is going to pick him or his friend. Runa obviously doesn't respond, but the guys start arguing when the other person calls the first a chicken. The thing is that Mao went to get some supplies and these guys took the chance and came here to hit on Runa. MC has to do something, so he gets up and walks up to them. He asks if they are looking for something from the shop, and this leaves the guys a little surprised. They thought that MC was a customer enjoying the alone time, but he is a part-timer and they sure aren't going to hit on Runa in front of a part-timer. So they decide to leave and leave. They ask Runa if she is going to choose the part-timer or one of them. Runa sees the opportunity and grabs MC, telling them that she is going to choose the part-timer as he is already her boyfriend. This leaves MC happy and proud that Runa can talk about him so openly without any embarrassment. Anyways, Runa and MC sit together when Runa starts complaining about how these weirdos always come to talk to her. But seeing MC study, she starts telling MC that she is very impressed by him because of all his studying. He is always studying even on the beach, and he is going to get admission to a great college for sure. This is a little out there for MC, but he thinks he still has a long way to go for that. Runa explains how everyone has their futures planned out. Like Nicole, for example, she is going to become Newchrist, and she is already working very hard to save money for the tuition because her mother is a single parent. So she is working here and there to get as much money as she can. And Akira also wants to become a fashion model, so she is working hard for that. MC wonders if Runa has any plans after the graduation, but she doesn't. She feels like she already has achieved her goal for college, and that is to develop mutual feelings with someone she thinks of staying with forever. She has some nice lines. This leaves MC blushing. She adds that she always wanted to live with mom, dad, and Maria again someday, but if that doesn't work out, she surely wants to build her own family. She wants to have a home with a lot of kids and a husband she is truly in love with. She truly is a pure person. Suddenly, Runa feels like she is going too overboard with this stuff and apologizes to MC, but MC doesn't mind. He sure does know that Runa has spent a lot of time thinking about her future with him than he thought about his with her. This is not okay for him, and he feels like he should study even harder for the college exams. A little later, MC is taking a shower, thinking about how Runa has thought about the future with him and how truly in love she is with him, whereas he hasn't even thought about the tomorrow with her. He is wondering this when suddenly, he hears Runa worried outside for some reason. She asks her grandma about potatoes, but she tells her that they are out of them because she made croquette 2 days ago. This messes with Runa as she wants to make something for MC. Grandma asks what she is trying to make when she tells him that she wants to make meat and potatoes for MC. MC is listening to everything she is saying, standing behind when Runa turns to see him. Her surprise is ruined, but still, she tells MC that she wants to make meat and potatoes for him. She is about to go and get some when MC joins her. They are on their way to the market, and reaching the market, they find potatoes. After finding them, they buy some and begin their journey back. On the way back, MC is holding the groceries when Runa sees that and asks if she can carry one. The bags are light, so it is not a problem for him, but Runa expresses that they cannot hold hands if he is carrying both bags. So Runa takes on and they hold hands, walking in love. This anime is so romantic. Yes, something you guys will never experience. They get home and Runa starts to make potatoes and meat. MC wants to help out, so he asks if he can help with something. Runa gives him some carrots to chop, but MC hasn't had a lot of training to cook, so he is finding it difficult. But he manages to chop some when Runa shares how they are now cooking together. They look like a married couple to her, and hearing this shocks MC once again. The cooking is finished and the meat and potatoes are ready. MC gets a taste of them when Runa tells him to, and it is great. Seeing MC's reaction, Runa feels wonderful inside and shares that this is the first time she thinks that dating someone can be this great. However, back at home, Maria comes back from the library and her mom asks if the library is crowded or not. She took her time to come back, so she is a little concerned. Mom starts wondering if Maria wants to go to Grandma on the beach this year as well, and she doesn't have a problem. Mom wants to time it this year with the summer festival. She explains that the grandma told her that Runa is also there and a classmate of hers is also living there. Hearing this, Maria is left speechless, and she doesn't have anything to say. She was looking forward to the festival, but now she doesn't want to go. She makes an excuse right on the spot that she has to see a friend from the school that week, so she cannot go. Saying this, Maria comes to her room and locks herself all sad. At the beach, Runa and MC get the news of Maria and Mom not coming this year because of Maria's plans. This leaves Runa wondering if this is because of her, and if Maria is avoiding them. Runa and MC are washing the dishes when Runa explains how Maria left home for 2 years. And when she came back as a transfer student, she didn't even recognize her. She thought she would never come back, but she did. She adds that Mom and Dad got a divorce, and after that, they started living alone. She knows that Maria doesn't like to be in the same school as her, but she can't do anything about it. She knows that Maria doesn't want to talk to her, and that is the reason she only told Nicole about Maria being her sister. She always thought that Maria was a good person, but talking to her has always been very difficult for her. From the very start, she had different personalities, but still, she knows that Maria is a beautiful person from the heart. She wants to get along with her and share ice cream with her like old times, but that is impossible. Suddenly, Runa gets an idea and shares it with MC. She asks if MC can become Maria's friend, because that way she cannot be direct with her and the chances of Maria accepting Runa are much higher. If she tried to talk to her directly, she would never accept her. MC is a little confused, but Runa explains everything. MC has to do this for Runa, and MC cannot deny that for sure. Runa decides that she is going to become Maria's friend first, and maybe next winter she can be direct with her, and then they can get along like old times. This makes Runa very excited, and she calls this plan the friendship mission. Maybe you should talk to MC before naming missions. Mao comes back, and with him, he has brought Runa's phone that came back after being repaired. Runa is excited to get back to social media and talk to her friends. She feels like it is going to be hard to catch up to the trends, and MC thinks that he cannot catch up to them ever. MC watches Runa as she goes through the trends on her phone, thinking how beautiful she is. Runa is ready to make a video for the trend and wants MC to join her in it. They make the video and Runa is very happy. That was very cringy, to be honest, but then again, kind of romantic as well. The next day, MC is working in the shop when Mao comes to him and tells him that it has been 2 weeks of him working here. Saying this, he gives him an envelope. It is his salary, but MC cannot believe it. He doesn't accept it, saying that Mao lets him live free in their house, but Mao is a good person. He explains that because of him, he was able to do a lot of other things and write, as he is also a writer. MC accepts the salary when Mao suggests he get Runa something tonight, as today is their 2-month anniversary. How the hell did he know that? Now MC is off to find something good for Runa, and in the market, he stumbles upon something. After getting it, he gets back home, and suddenly he gets a call from Runa asking where he is. He tells her that he just got home, but Runa doesn't want him to open the door right now. After a hot minute, she tells him to open the door and sees Runa and Yukata looking all cute. She asks how she looks, to which MC responds, stuttering almost. Runa teases him, saying that he had a giant reaction to the swimsuit, which makes him a pair. She is making fun of poor MC's innocence. Now she wants MC to get dressed in a yukata as well so they can go enjoy the festival. At the festival, they are catching some fish, but MC cannot catch some. He tries one more time, and Runa is rooting for him. After that, they play the ring-a-loop, but MC is bad at that as well. They are enjoying the festival to the fullest and making every memory as they go. MC asks if Runa is hurting at her feet or not in yukata, but she is fine. They are waiting in line for something when Runa sees something and asks MC to keep the line for her. She goes to this ring shop and looks for the ring with a moonstone. But all are sold out, and this makes Runa a little sad. She goes back and they continue what they were doing. After doing everything at the festival, they are walking back with Runa eating candied apples when MC asks again if her feet hurt or not. She is fine, but the thing is, this is MC's first time walking with someone in a yukata, so he is a little concerned. MC shares that he always thought that the candied apple was hard to eat, but now that he has tried it, he finds it delicious. He also did a lot of things for the first time today with Runa. He is sharing everything with a happy thought, but for some reason, this is all making Runa a little sad. She stops and MC turns to look at her. She looks pretty sad when Runa explains how she is happy that MC has had a lot of first experiences with her, and that makes her very happy. But the thing that makes her sad is that this is not her first time. She has done the same thing a lot of times before, and that is not okay. She wants this to be her first time with him as well, but it cannot be. She shares that she always thought of marrying the guy she met the first time, but that couldn't happen with her. Saying this, Runa starts crying, and this makes MC very concerned. But he explains, this is her first time as she has never shared these feelings with someone before. Whenever they did something, like have bubble tea, the boat and everything, she did it with him, and that is enough to make him happy, so she doesn't have to be worried about anything. As he tells her that, he takes out something from his pocket, and it is a ring of some sort. Runa takes a look at it, and it is the moonstone she wanted back in the festival. MC wants to give this present to her on the occasion of their 2-month anniversary. He knows that this is not enough for what she has done in return, but this is from the bottom of his heart. Runa stops him from saying that and tells him that this is more than enough and she loves it. He wanted to get something like her birthstone, but this made him think about her. She wears the ring, and it looks very beautiful on her hands. MC wants Runa to know that he plans on doing a lot of different things together, so they have a lot of new experiences together. Runa agrees and wants to try a ton of different things. Runa raises her hand to see how beautiful the ring is when the fireworks start exploding in the sky all of a sudden. They both got the VIP seats for this, and the view is amazing. Runa gets closer to MC and holds his arm, asking if she can do this till the fireworks end. She can do that, and Runa shares that the urge to be closer to someone develops when you actually like them. She likes MC and knows that one day she will want to do it with him. That would make him happy for sure. This makes MC feel a little surprised. He turns to Runa and tells her that he likes her very much. Runa has the same feelings for him as well, and they share this great moment with each other. Man, these kinds of natural moments are very romantic for me. Why cannot this happen in real life? Now I am sad and single. They look at each other and know that they are going to give in. So MC gathers his courage, gets closer to Runa, and goes in to kiss her. She does the same, and they kiss for the first time, and as they do it, a huge firework explosion happens, which makes the moment even more beautiful. What a perfect way to end the day, right?